Solving equations, level 5. We're going to look at something called literal equations, and what that means is the equations have more than one variable, and the directions tell you to solve for a specific variable. So they'll give you an equation that has a bunch of different letters, and they'll say solve for r or solve for x. All that means is that you need to get that variable by itself. Right, so whatever one they tell you, that's the one we want to get by itself. And it's a little bit different because your final answer will not be just a number, okay? So we've been used to doing equations where like our final answer is x equals 4. With literal equations, our final answer is not going to be a number. We're going to have a bunch of stuff on the other side. So we might have x equals 2y plus 3. Alright, so the final answer will not be just a number by itself. So here are some examples of some literal equations. So over here we have 15 equals 3n plus 6p, and it says 4n. That means solve for n. Alright, so we're going to get n by itself here. So the steps now are the same as what we've been doing. So I'm going to put my variable term in a box. They want me to get n by itself, and I'm going to move what is outside of the box. So I have plus 6p here. I'm going to move that to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 6p from both sides. Okay, now 15 minus 6p. 15 and 6p are not like terms. They can't be combined. This has a p, this does not. So on this side, I'm just going to have 15 minus 6p. I'm just going to write it just like that because that's all I can do. And over here, now I still have 3n. Okay, so I got rid of everything outside of the box. Now I'm going to divide by inside the box. So I'm going to divide by 3. Here's the part that is different. Because I have two terms over here on this side, I need to divide both of those terms by 3. So everything on the other side gets divided by 3. So now 15 divided by 3 is 5. Negative 6p divided by 3 is negative 2p, and over here my 3's cancel each other out and I just have n left. This would be my final answer. Once I get n by itself, I am done, and this is what I meant when I said the answer is not going to be a number. 5 minus 2p is the answer. Okay? Let's do a second example. K minus 2 divided by 5 equals 11j. Solve for k. So I'm going to get k by itself. Alright, so same thing. Remember, I have minus 2 and divided by 5 outside of the box here. I'm going to start by getting rid of that 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5 on both sides. Alright, so now my 5's are going to cancel each other out. I have k minus 2 equals 11j times 5 would be 55j. Alright, so I'm still working on getting that k by itself. Outside of the box I have minus 2, so I'm going to do plus 2 on both sides. Alright, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so all I have left over here is k. 55j plus 2, again, those are not like terms, so I'm just going to write it as 55j plus 2. Alright, you have one more example here. I wrote it up here twice because I'm going to show you two different ways to do it, but I want you to pause here and try this first. So try example 1D. Alright, so hopefully you got 23 over a plus 8, but two different ways here that you could go about this. The first is you could distribute. So I distributed the a, so now I have aq minus 8a. Alright, and then we're following our steps. So box the variable term because we're solving for q. Add 8a to both sides, and then I would have to divide by a. So 23 divided by a, that's all I can do. And then 8a divided by a, my a's are going to cancel each other out, and I'm left with just 8. The second thing that you could do is anytime you have parentheses and you're solving for something inside it, remember this means to multiply. This means a times this whole thing. So I could start by dividing by a and just getting rid of that rather than distributing. So if I do that, my a's cancel out, and I'm left with q minus 8. All right, and over here 23 divided by a is just that. And then I would add 8 to both sides. So two different ways to get the same answer. Doesn't really matter which one you do. Pick the one that makes the most sense to you that you're going to be able to repeat successfully. And that is all for level 5.